Welcome back to Mr. Obsolete's Vintage Homesteading. Well, our video this week, we get weathered out. In layman's terms, the weather's been so bad we can't get out because we've had snow, rain, sleet, hail, and high winds. I was hoping to get out and do some saw and tree work because I got several trees by the road that from the windstorm are leaning out almost into the road. I got to drop and chop, so I'll be coming up shortly. But we're going to talk about hobbies today because we have to stay inside. And there's two types of hobbies that we do here at the homestead. You know, we collect and operate vintage equipment, tractors, engines, just about axes, everything. But that's related to work. And so the other hobbies that we have are for fun, like we're going to have today. So we're over at our American Flyer layout here. So we'll run the trains a little bit and operate some of the accessories and stuff, but I want to talk about hobbies, you know, like fun hobbies. You have to have a nice balance between work hobbies and fun hobbies. And fun hobbies like this one, think, oh, it's just an old toy train, which it is, but just think of all the things you have to know to build a layout. You have to figure out how to build a layout, figure out the radiuses of the track, how much area you have and how much stuff you can put on it. You have to know wiring. In this case, it's alternating current. And the accessories that they have on here, a lot of them work by vibrator motors, which is just a solenoid and a set of contacts and a little piece in the center of the motor goes back and forth and opens and closes the points, and then it vibrates. And like on the cattle here, you know, they run around on the base here and then on the bottom of them they have little feet, and the fibers go back so they'll move forward. And so anyway, like I say, you need to know about wiring, circuitry, and you know, manual dexterity. It improves your dexterity and keeps the old gray matter working too. So let's get playing. Okay, well, the first thing we're going to do is run the 302 back here. That's about a 1950 model. That's what's called a 442 wheel arrangement, or an Atlantic. And that was the most produced engine that American Flyer ever made. Now, American Flyer made trains from 1946 until 1966, and it's called S gauge. And it's bigger than HO and smaller than O gauge. It's 3/16 scale. And they were a big seller. They're a big competition for Lionel. There's still a lot of it around. And after they went out of business, Lionel and others started producing track and cars and engines again on a limited basis. So a lot of stuff's available for them yet. The stuff we concentrate on here is kind of their best era when they made the best stuff. And that's from 1949 until 1959. And 59 on and stuff, the quality went down and the selections went way down. And in 1966 it was pretty crappy stuff, but still ran good, just very cheaply made. Trains were on the way out at the time, slot cars and other things were the big rage, and so trains kind of took the back seat for a while. So anyway, when we're running the 302 here, you'll see that the engine has a choo-choo sound and smokes. Okay, we're going to run a couple of accessories here. I've got a log loader here, so we'll run the train back there and load up some logs. Okay. Well, just imagine people had to think how to do this on a drawing board and think it up. No computers. Okay, you just saw the American Player talking station in action. Once it's activated, it plays an actual record, just like a record player. And it automatically stops the train in front of the station. And then when the record is through playing, it automatically starts the train again. So, yeah, there were some really smart people making toys for us adult kids. So anyway, the engine on there is the wheel arrangement. That's how they identify steam engines. It's a 462. That's what's called a Pacific style engine. And those were very, very popular on virtually any railroad that ran passenger cars. And anyway, we'll just kind of look around here briefly. Okay, well, I'm just going to briefly talk about some of the accessories. There's a light tower here. There's a semaphore here. It has an arm on it. You really can't see it from that angle, but you can press it and it'll have a red light and the arm will be down and the train will automatically stop, and then you press the button and it kicks up and the green light comes on and then the train go on. This one we got a bubbling light tower. Has an alcohol solution in there and the light provides the heat and it makes bubbles and comes up. Over here we have a lighted station. Here you have little people that run around and go through here. I'm not going to run that today because if the weather changes, you have to adjust it. It's really finicky. In the back here we have a boxcar loader, and then we have a bubbling oil tower there. And this one here is kind of neat. It's called Sam the Semaphore Man, so we'll get repositioned so you can see it in operation. Okay, well, we got Sam the Semaphore Man. You see a little guy down there at the bottom. What he does is he climbs up the ladder. When he gets to the top, turns the lights on. When he turns the lights off, and he drops down. Now there again, it took quite a bit of thinking to do that. It's done with a solenoid and a string, but it works really, really good. So anyway, that's why Mr. Obsolete likes obsolete tech. It's more fun. So anyway, we'll come over to another place here and look at something else here. Well, this is another fun accessory. This is a real early version here, and it's a magnetic crane. It loads a gondola behind it. Have little short pieces of rail, and when you activate it, the magnet picks it up and then it'll swing over and drop it in the car. A later version of this car, they simplified it and it actually works a little bit better, but since this layout has virtually everything on it is real early, that's what we wanted to keep on it. So the other thing we got, we'll just show briefly here, is over here we have an oil drum loader. So we got a little forklift that runs over and picks up a barrel and runs over and dumps it into the gondola there. Well, like I was talking about, learning about electricity, you can see all these buttons here all control different functions. You've got uncouplers and the different stations and operating cars, the log loader, oil loader, cattle car. So we're not going to show all the accessories today. We're going to wait till the fall and do another big grand run of running everything, because we're doing some modifications to the layout and putting on a few more accessories. And this is the transformer, or the power pack. You can see it's got two handles, one for each track, for each train. There's a voltmeter in here. This is pretty exotic stuff way back. Just think if you're a kid growing up and you saw that, and man, that was probably cost as much as your house. Anyway, this is a really well-made stuff. I mean, it's stood the test of time. Up here we have switches that control all the switches for the different sidings and stuff like that. We have a small power pack over here that we use to run the accessories. And like I was talking about, the accessories, the ones that use the vibrator motor in them, everyone has to have a different amount of voltage to run properly. And room temperature affects them a lot, so we can adjust it to make them work perfect. So anyway, there you go. Okay, well, that'll be our exciting video for today. Hopefully the weather will cooperate soon and we can get out and do some chainsaw and woodwork and tractor work. I've got to do some gardening stuff too. Anyway, like I say, hobbies are good, and one benefits the other. It benefits you. You broaden your knowledge. Lots of things you can do. I mean, wiring a circuit like this is just the same as doing on your house. So everything you do, if you become proficient at it, benefits you in a lot of other ways you wouldn't think of normally. So we'll see you on the next video. Vintage is best.